So when COVID first arrived in the United States, what were your fears and what thoughts and emotions are still going through your mind?
Honestly, to be totally real with you, I didn't think that it was as big of a thing as it turned out to be. I kind of just thought it was going to be like the flu and all their like major sicknesses that came about. So I didn't really think that it was going to turn into such a thing like it did. And it resulted in people losing their jobs, people struggling financially, and it really affected the entire world in a way that I think is kind of crazy, because even talking to people like my parents and things like that, they have never seen anything like this in their entire life. So it's pretty crazy that something as simple as like an illness completely changed the entire world.
And when you say you didn't expect something like this, do you mean like having to quarantine and like masks?
Yeah, like I didn't expect it in the sense of it changing how people think when they meet other people. Like now it's not just you walk up and you shake somebody's hand, it's more so it's not, there's that initial thought now where it's like, clean hand, is it sanitized, do they have a mask on? And yeah, it just totally changed the way that people think about other people and their thought process, but kind of in a good way, I suppose, as well, with protecting from other illnesses and things like that.
Yeah. Has COVID made it difficult for you to see friends and family, and if yes, how so?
I guess yes and no, because a lot of my friends are all my age, and our age group isn't in like the high point of it being effective towards your health. So in the sense of seeing my friends personally, not really that much, but in the sense of seeing my personal family and my grandparents and my mom and stuff, yeah, it's cut down drastically. Like I have to kind of set up if I want to go to their house and make sure that everybody's okay with me coming and everybody's healthy and safe. And not so much in a bad way, because obviously like it's a good thing to check to make sure everybody's healthy and stuff, but it's not like I can just stroll up to my grandmother's house and be unannounced. I kind of have to make sure that she's ready for me. It's made things a little bit more difficult and kind of puts an extra step in trying to see your friends and family. But my personal life, no, it hasn't changed anything really that much, because everybody's kind of my age, but my family has changed dramatically. Yeah, it just makes it a lot harder for me to see them, I guess.
What did you have to sacrifice with COVID the most, and was there anything that you really felt you had to give up?
So I don't think I really sacrificed anything, other than the fact that financially I'm not doing as well as I was before. So when it first happened, I ended up, when everything first closed down and we all had to quarantine, where everybody's jobs and restaurants and everything like that were closed. I was personally a server in a restaurant, and when it closed, I took that as an opportunity to pursue something that I've wanted to my entire life. I guess it wasn't all a negative thing. I pulled a very positive experience from it, and I took the opportunity of quarantine to start pursuing my career as a content creator on YouTube, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a couple of years now, and I've talked with my friends and gone back and forth on it a lot. I guess being in quarantine kind of made me realize that it was a really good push and kind of what I needed to finally just take that step and take the next step into pursuing what I wanted to be my career. And the positive side of that is in doing so, being a content creator, you can totally be separated from everybody else and still put out content. You can make a living by being at home and making videos and content for people, and really not have to be around a lot of people. So it's kind of a win-win, and I try to look at the entire quarantine thing and Corona as a whole as a kind of a positive experience and kind of a wake-up call, really, to get my wheels rolling.
What has given you hope during this experience? Is there a hobby you picked up that you didn't think you would before COVID had happened?
Yeah, so I guess what actually gave me hope was realizing that I could still be in touch with a lot of people, if not more people than I was when I was working as a server. And like, my friend group has dramatically changed, and I've met a lot of new people through the process of me pursuing my career, which the fact that I can do that and meet people and be in quarantine and not have to be in contact with people still is kind of amazing. It's really given me hope that moving into the future, I can make more connections with people, and I have made friendships behind the lines, so that way when I do move into the future and we move forward through everything that's going on in the world, it kind of is planting my roots, I guess I could say, for like a positive future for my channel.
And I obviously know this about you, while other people may not, but do you think that, like, filming and your photography, do you think that has become a new hobby that you didn't really think that you would have jumped into if quarantine didn't happen?
Yeah, 100%. Like, hobby-wise, picking up things from being in quarantine, I definitely found a passion for filming and photography and cinematic kind of stuff that I didn't realize that I liked before. Yeah, so like starting the channel, you have to film a lot, and obviously unless you have the budget to start out with that, you're filming everything yourself and you're editing everything yourself and you're doing everything behind the lines. I kind of found that I really enjoy editing and I really enjoy the entire process myself, so not only I like making videos for people that enjoy to watch them and making great content for people to watch, but I also like the other side of it with all the background work with like editing, filming, and all that, which is kind of cool, and a plus for me, win-win, because I like doing both. So yeah.
What are your thoughts about the vaccination, and will you receive the vaccination if or when it is offered to you?
My thoughts on the vaccination, I don't think I have like a really strong knowledge of what it is, where it came from, and everything like that, so I can't make a statement on like what I actually think of it. I think that we came up with it super fast. I don't see any reason for myself to personally get it, and this is totally just because me as a person, I don't really take a lot of medicine, I don't really get sick a lot, I don't have any health issues, luckily, and I think me personally, I wouldn't get it, like when it comes out and it's open to the public, but that's just like my personal opinion. I myself wouldn't get it because of who I am, but I think that it's crazy that scientifically we've come out like this far, that we can come up with a vaccine for a virus as fast as we did. But if I was in the line of duty, like if I was a police officer, firefighter, EMT, if I was a nurse or doctor or anything like that, I probably obviously would definitely take it, being that person in that line of work. But I myself probably would not take it. And
Okay, last question.
okay.
Do you think that the world will go back to normal, or do you see the world we live in now as the new normal?
I think they're gonna blend. I think this whole entire thing was absolutely a wake-up call for people to take better care of themselves physically. I've noticed a lot more people with this happening started working out, started paying attention more to their health, not so much eating better and stuff like that, but just staying cleaner. I think the entire thing was just kind of like I don't want to say slap in the face, but like,
Again, a wake-up call.
yeah, it was just the entire thing really was just a wake-up call for people to just stay cleaner, wash your hands more, every now and then put hand sanitizer on. I think the thing that'll go back to the way it was before, hopefully, is like I said in the beginning, like as simple as a handshake. Now, like when you go up and you shake somebody's hand, it's kind of like you both second guess because you don't want to like offend them for not putting sanitizer on or something like that. I think that will kind of fade, and I think the sense of little things like that will hopefully go back, where there isn't that second thought and you can just shake somebody's hand or give them a hug and not really have to worry about that much. But I think the blended side of it is the fact that people, I think, will stay a little bit more clean, but you know, anything's possible. People could go back and change everything back to the way it was. So yeah, I think positively they're both going to blend, and we could take a positive experience from it depending on how we look at it.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me interview you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I had a great time.